This is the Skull Co GripCase for the Ally X with the little back button thingamajoobies that they sell as well. And I'm so hyped to be checking this out. This was my personal favorite accessory for the Steam Deck, but does it hold up for the Ally X? Oh, and I want to tell you that I paid for this. I bought this with my own monies because Skull Co, whoever our rep was that we were in contact with for a long, long time, decided to disappear off the face of the planet. Then they got a new person that also decided to disappear. Then they got a new person, decided to disappear, stopped talking to us. So I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna buy it myself, thank you. And then after I bought it myself, they were like, oh yeah, we'll send you one, you know, so we're gonna give that one away to one of our Discord members, so become a member if you wanna join that. So of course I bought the bundle, so I've got the black grip case with the EDC case as well, and it tells you a bunch of stuff, you know, there's dimensions and everything. I quite like the packaging, to be honest. It's nice and clean looking, and inside we get this, a little carrier bag, and that's basically it. Ka-ching! This is the case, and I'm quite impressed with this. When I got this out, I was like, this is actually nicer than I anticipated. It seems like they've really upped the quality of the case style. We still have this, which has a little carabiner clip. So with this, you push down and then you can remove that. And once removed, you now have a handle strap thing for your wrist, so that you've got a wrist strap. So, you know, if you're just walking around town with like $1,000 PC in your pocket, right? you can have it strapped to your wrist so that you know no one's gonna steal it. We have these, which are the zips with these really cool big skulls on them. I like that a lot. You know, I'm a big fan of skulls. And we got some zips, as you would imagine. But on the back, you can see already that they've got some extra deep cutouts, most likely because they've thought about their products and thought most people are probably going to put these on as well. So they're going to, you know, extend the back piece of this case to accommodate these. Big win. Zips are nice and smooth. Very, very nice. Opening it up. Boom, you get a fake Asus ROG Ally X. And you also get this lovely velvety soft, like felty stuff. And it's so nice. It really is. I opened it up, I was like, ooh. So I'm gonna stroke this. And you can see that there's some sort of deeper cutouts for this. Now, originally I was like, oh no, that doesn't look deep enough to accommodate the joysticks, especially with their, you know, extended grips on, because I always use these, the Skull Co grips. I put them on everything because I really, really like them, right? And obviously that extends the height a bit of the stick. So I was thinking, oh no, it's not going to fit in here, guys. You know, it's not enough room. I've tested it. There is plenty of room, even if you use their like double height topper things or whatever you call them. They fit as well, because this whole piece just here is actually like deep enough to accommodate. I mean, you can see that the Ally is going to sit in flush there. Then you've got this whole wedge there to account for any sort of joystick toppers that you've got. Moving on, we've got this really nice little pocket, and they even give you a little cleaning cloth. Again, I bought the bundle, right? I didn't buy these separately. I bought this as a bundle. So no idea if you get the little cloth, which is a Skull Co one as well or not. In this little grippy bit, you get some SD card, micro SD card slots, and whatever that is for whatever you want to put in there. You could probably get a thin cable in there if you want to put a USB 4 cable or something. It tells you nicely for Ally and Ally X just there as well. We've got this really nice like leatherette feeling little tab, bing, right? And that is going to then open this. So you've got another very nice flush sort of velvet touch piece here, which is going to protect your screen, which I like a lot. And then if you want to whoya and flip out your Ally and, you know, smash it on the table, you can do so. But what I do like is that this holds it in. So I've fallen foul quite a lot actually to picking up cases, and forgetting to zip them up. I've literally slammed my Steam Deck on the table and everything by doing that. So I do like the fact that they've tightened it in. So if you do that and become an idiot like me, then you're protected, right? Because you can just go ka-ching, and then you can lift this up and get it out rather than like trying to lift it from the sticks or whatever. You can just pull this tab and out comes the grip, right? And your Ally. Now, you can see under here again, all this lovely, like they've really gone to town on this velvety stuff. I love it. So you've got the extra deep bits here for those extended thummy doodads with this kit, and you've got the extra horn grips here as well. I don't know what this actually is like with just the Ally in as the case, because I've been using it with the grip case, but let's just do that now very quickly, right? So I'm going to stick the Ally in there, loose. Movement. As you would expect, because this is meant to be paired with this, right? So I probably wouldn't buy this case unless you're going to buy the grip as well. We'll come back to the case once we've installed the grip. And here is the grip and my brand new number 2 Ally X. Oh yeah. So yeah, I mean, okay. But yeah, this is the grip, right? And you've got this really reflective plastic on the inside. I don't know if you can hear this, ready? So maybe you can see that. It's got tons of little grips like inside there. It's very difficult for the camera to focus on auto, but you can see there's like tons and tons of tiny little rubber sort of dimples that go over all of this, which I guess just aids in holding it in, right? I've no idea what the point of that is. You then have this flat piece on the bottom, which is one of my all-time favorite features, which I loved on the Steam Deck one, and that is because it's got a built-in stand. It will fall over currently because there's no counterbalance weight of the Ally X installed. You've got these huge cutouts for the vents on the back, which I absolutely love. They are not impeded at all. They are fully open and free for you to use, you know, and get the maximum airflow. I love that. Very nice sort of feeling. It's very flexible, right? We've got very grippy textured grips on the sides as well, which do wrap around a bit. Not a lot, but I kind of like how minimal this is because it minorly affects the feel of the actual device, right? Then on the top, we've got all the cutouts, and I particularly love this. I'll show you more when I install it, and the same goes for this. So whilst this actually loses like integrity of the grip by not having a bar across there, it also means you don't have to like yank it over like someone's grip that rhymes with socks. More on that in a comparison soon. So yeah, whilst some people will say this is extra flimsy because of that lack of sort of like overhang here around the triggers and stuff, I actually genuinely love this design choice. This will hook over perfectly fine without destroying your sticks, or your triggers, I mean, right? And it's gonna have an unimpeded like feel. You're gonna have a total natural feel of those triggers and bumpers, and I love that, whilst this absolutely fits wonderfully. We've got our cutouts for our 2 USB-Cs. We've got our little LED light cutout. We've got buttons for the volume up and down. We've got the vent intake bit there. We've got the power button. Oh no, that's not the power button, is it? That is the SD card. We then have the 3.5mm jack and then the power button, which is super recessed. So it's very, very easy to use. So in terms of feel and everything, yes, it does seem a very little bit flimsy, but I'm pretty sure the Steam Deck one did as well. And once it's in, totally different story. So let's get our Ally X and stick it in. This is the other amazing thing about this. It's very, very easy to do. So you just put the horns down in first, like so, and then just literally tuck it over the top. Done. That is it. That is all you need to do. And it sits in, it stands up like that. You've got a, whatever they called it, was it a 75 degree or something? Like, so you can see here, that's what it's like, that kind of angle, which is perfect when it's sat on the desk. Like when I'm sat at my desk and I've got this and I just look at it going, I wish I was playing this, right? It's brilliant. I love that. I absolutely hate flippity doodah kickstands. They get right on my nerves. And this is so sleek, so aesthetic, right? Like they've really like honed in on the aesthetics whilst having a usable stand. So you could argue that it's not as stable as one with a kickstand, but I freaking hate kickstands. So I much prefer this. I've not had this falling over at all whatsoever, unless you do an earthquake simulation like that, right? And now it's on, let's just have a look at it. So you can see this grips right round to the edges and it doesn't overhang like right over the corners, but I kind of like that. It gives it a bit more girth to the actual Ally X, right? So that when it's in your hands, it sits in there really nicely. You can see if I look like down on that, it doesn't really affect those ergonomics just there. It just sits lovely in your hands. And where you're sort of like bit here, the part of your palm under your thumb curls over, you cannot feel that lip at all. They've like edged it in so nicely. Big fan of that. Really, really nice. You can get to the thumbsticks and everything perfectly as you would want to, right? And this is the thing that I really like is look how flush that top piece. It sits perfectly over the top and just lips over just ever so slightly. I don't know if you'll see this on camera. It lips over the top there and it sits in like gripping it, right? So it just grips over the screen just a little bit, but enough so that it's not coming off. So I love that. The thing that I majorly love is this, right? The cutouts for the USB ports, because another case that reminds me of socks, right? You know what I'm talking about. The cutouts for those holes suck because you cannot use USB sort of like accessories, right? With this one, I can stick that in there, ding, it goes in perfectly, right? So I've got a USB-C to USB-A adapter here, and it just goes in because this is so slimline. This plugs in and it actually like clicks in to say, hey, I am in. Whereas on the other case I'm talking about, it does not, right? So using this is much better because it actually sits flush. You know, all of these are lined up perfectly. Wow, you can even see those little LED lights, right? And the vent just there. Look at that SD card reader. Look at the 3.5mm jack and the power button. It is all absolutely perfectly lined up, unlike the socks one. Now you can see what I'm talking about here with the cut out here. So this is totally unaffected. You're not impeded here. Your like access to the triggers and the bumpers are not affected in any way, which is awesome. Now onto the back, you could see the back sort of panels just there are perfectly like recessed in and around. I really like that. You can see the vents are fully open. There's no like unnecessary plastic and rubbish there that's going to cause overheating. It's nice and open. I just really like this grip. Feels great in your hands, and yeah, I'm a big fan. But before we test it in the case, I do want to have a look at these because I've not even used these. I thought I'd wait for the video because you do need to like tape them on, right? So we're going to check these out. Now these are extenders for the back paddles, right? So obviously when you've got this on, it's going to make everything a little bit wider, right? To be honest, I can still get to those back paddles absolutely fine. I like as if I wasn't even using a case, you know, they're not like too recessed that I can't like feel them or anything. But, you know, they wanted to extend them, and with the Steam Deck, with the risers that you can get for those back paddles, it actually is really cool. So I wanted to try them out here. So opening this up, you get a load of sticky tape, right? So loads of little stickies to stick on the backs of these, and then you're going to stick these onto your buttons already, right? So you've got two different types, that's why there's 4. So those are the two different types. You've got ones that you kind of like push on the side, or ones that you kind of push like in the center. I don't know which one I'm going to like yet, so I'm just going to have a fiddle around for a second and see. Right, I've literally been here for about 5 minutes just pressing the button and changing them over. I don't know which one I prefer. I think I prefer these ones. So that's what it would look like, right? So if I take it off, that's the button currently. And if I kind of like slide it on, that's that button. If I get the other one, wherever that's gone, right? The other one looks like this. So this one you kind of push into it, and this one you kind of pull in towards you, right? But I think I prefer that one. So now what I'm gonna do is just prop my Ally in here. I'm gonna get these, and I'm gonna get these, and I'm just gonna stick them in, basically. So now I'm just literally pushing them down for, I don't know, 20 seconds, something like that, just for it to like grip better. So there you go, that's what it's like. You've got these, and now we've got monster back paddle buttons, right? And they're not gonna come off because I've just stuck them on with the little sticky pads, right? And we know we've got accommodation just here in the case for that, and they do definitely feel nice. If you're a big fan of using the back paddles like I do, I can't be without them now. Like I use back paddles on everything. All my controllers have to have them. I'm always using back paddles. They just feel so much nicer now that they are that little bit extra larger, and I do think I've made the right choice. But you do have obviously the opposite ones as well if you want to do like the reverse of what I've done, so that you kind of like pull into it rather than like push into it, if that makes sense. And now let's stick it in the case and see what it's like, right? So I'm going to open this up, open that up. I'm going to pop that in there. We know it's got those extra cutouts for the back paddles. I'm going to lift this. I'm going to pop that over there and then pop that over there. Now I have, you won't see it on camera, but I have looked at this and seen the gap, because obviously I am using the Skull Co grips here on my joysticks as well, because I absolutely love them. They're brilliant. So that is now zipped, right? Ready? I have to push it there before it clicks the stick, right? So I'm pushing it probably down to about here. So there's a good amount of clearance on that case with the stick. So if you are using extra high ones, then you're all good. And ready? Let's stop that. There is zero wiggle in there at all. There is no wiggle room because they've actually perfectly designed this case for use with their grips, with their toppers, and with those little back paddle things. I love it. I love that they've actually taken time to consider it, because there's other companies that release random products and none of them fit together. Ones where there's grips and they don't work in their docks or they don't work in the cases. It's like, what are you doing? Do you not know what you've already made? Really frustrating. Anyway, I absolutely love the Skull Co GripCase. It's exactly what I was hoping it to be. That's exactly why I bought one personally, because I knew this is what I wanted to use, just purely by how good the Steam Deck one was and how much I loved that. I cannot be without it on the Steam Deck, and now this is going to be the same. This is my one and done setup for my Ally X. Of course, I'll test any others that we get sent. So price-wise, you're looking at about $16, $17 for the GripCase itself alone, and in the UK, it's about that too. It's about 17 sort of pounds, unless you order it off the Skull Co website. The case itself is $20. So if you just want the case, it's $20. If you get the kit like I did, so all of it together without this, it's $32. So you do save some money by buying the black one with black case, but it's only the black one that they do as the bundle. And these come in, I think, at $7.99, something like that. But overall, absolutely worth it. Absolutely worth it. I think they're really good price points for very good quality products. I'm a big fan. All of the stuff fits perfectly. The biggest thing for me is access to these USB ports, access to the fingerprint reader, the vents access for the airflow, because you don't want it to go over, and of course the built-in stand. Like, the built-in stand means a lot to me. It really, really does. And the unimpeded access to the bumpers and triggers and everything like that. I really like the case. I'm glad that I actually personally went and bought the combo. I'm a big fan of it. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you want to win one of these, become a member, join our private Discord where you can talk to me and AJ, and when they finally send over their sample that I was meant to be reviewing in this video, we're going to be giving away a brand new one, that one, to our members in Discord. So, you know, just saying. And of course, if you want to see a showdown between this one, and I'm going to just go down here, and this one, the Jsaux ModCase for the Ally X, well, make sure you subscribe, because that's coming soon. Also, because you love me, do you? I don't know. Go down there, like this video, subscribe, and check out our podcast where we talk about all things gaming, and of course, another video from me down here. Maybe this one, the Jsaux one. I don't know. Bye.